A very good morning, students. Welcome back to online session. In the previous session, we have seen lithium-ion batteries, that is rechargeable batteries or secondary lithium batteries. Today, I am going to explain the last topic in Unit 1, that is fuel cells. Fuel cells are also called as the flow batteries. It is one of the type of the batteries. Previously, we have seen the classification of batteries. Generally, batteries are three types. Primary batteries are nothing but non-rechargeable batteries. Secondary batteries, that means rechargeable batteries. Fuel cells, these are also called as the flow batteries. So we have seen what is mean by non-rechargeable batteries or rechargeable batteries. So now let us see what is mean by the fuel cells or flow batteries. A fuel cell is an electrochemical cell which converts chemical energy contained in readily available fuel oxidant system into electrical energy. So it is also similar to general electrochemical cell or general battery or primary cells. So we know what happens in the primary batteries. The stored chemical energy is converts to electrical energy. Even in fuel cells also, the chemical energy converts to the electrical energy in the presence of oxygen. Here oxygen is nothing but oxidant. Yes. So here whatever the energy, whatever the chemical energy is stored, that energy is converts to electrical energy only by supplying oxygen. If we are stopping supplying of oxygen, there is no conversion of chemical energy to electrical energy in the fuel cells. So that is, a fuel cell is an electrochemical cell which converts chemical energy contained in readily available fuel oxidant system into electrical energy. The basic principle of the fuel cell is same as that of electrochemical cell. That's what I said now. It is similar to electrochemical cell. So even the fuel cell's basic principle also similar to electrochemical cell. But the only difference is that the fuel and oxidant are stored outside the cell. But generally in primary batteries, the energy is stored inside the battery. But in fuel cells, the fuel and oxidant both are storing outside of the cell. And here fuel and oxidants are supplied continuously and separately to the electrodes at which they undergo redox reactions. So here the fuel and oxidants, these are storing outside and these are passing continuously to the two electrodes separately. That means fuel is passing to one electrode, oxidant is passing to the another electrode. What are the two electrodes? Anode and the cathode. So if we are passing fuel to the anode, oxidant to the cathode, and there the redox reaction takes place. Because we know at anode oxidation reaction takes place, at cathode reduction reaction takes place. When we pass fuel to the anode, fuel is undergo oxidation. When we pass oxygen to the cathode, oxygen is undergo reduction. So they undergo redox reaction. Redox reaction is nothing but reduction reaction and the oxidation reaction. So fuel cells are capable of supplying current as long as reactants are replenished. So here by passing oxygen continuously, the current also supplying continuously, passing continuously or producing continuously. But when we stop supplying of oxygen, current production, the electricity production also reducing here. So this is the reaction, general reaction of all fuel cells. Fuel plus oxygen giving rise to oxidation products plus electricity. So when the oxygen and fuel are passing to the two electrodes separately, we will get electricity. Along with the electricity, we will get the oxidation products. Oxidation products. Yes. So these are the examples of fuel cells. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, methanol oxygen fuel cell, propane oxygen fuel cells. So let us see the first fuel cell, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, which is not part of our syllabus, but compared to methanol oxygen fuel cell, hydrogen oxygen fuel cells are having more applications and it is generally using in the aerospace. So we must know about the hydrogen oxygen fuel cells even it is not part of our syllabus. So first I will explain hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. After hydrogen oxygen fuel cells, I will explain methanol oxygen fuel cells. So here hydrogen is the fuel, oxygen is the oxidant in hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. In propane oxygen, propane is the fuel, oxygen is the oxygen. Methanol is the fuel, oxygen is the oxidant. So let us see the first hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Hydrogen is the fuel, oxygen is the oxidant. Hydrogen is passing to the anode, oxygen is passing to the cathode. At anode, hydrogen is participating in the reaction. At cathode, oxygen is participating in the reaction. One of the most successful fuel cell is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. The cell consists of two inert porous electrodes made of graphite integrated with finely divided platinum or nickel or palladium silver alloy and a solution of 2.5% potassium hydroxide as electrolyte. So here it is one of the most powerful fuel cell and it is containing the two electrodes. The two electrodes are porous inert electrodes. But before that, you know what is mean by the inert electrode? Inert electrode is nothing but the electrode which is not participating in the reaction and with environment. That is mean by the inert electrode. Porous electrode means the electrode is having the pores. So the two electrodes are inert porous electrodes. These two are made of graphite. Graphite impregnated. Impregnated is nothing but it is coating and it is divided platinum or nickel or palladium. Yes. So the electrolyte is potassium hydroxide. So it is acting as anode and it is acting as the cathode. Through the anode we are passing hydrogen fuel. Through the cathode we are passing the oxygen fuel. So at anode hydrogen is participating in the reaction. At cathode oxygen is participating in the reaction. So now the anode and cathode, these two are connecting with the help of battery. Now this is the outlet to send the products outside. So hydrogen and oxygen gases are bubbled through anode and cathode compartments respectively and the following reactions takes place. I said you now at anode hydrogen is participating, at cathode oxygen is participating. So hydrogen undergo oxidation, oxygen is undergo reduction. So at anode the hydrogen fuel is undergo oxidation by gaining OH minus ions from the electrolyte. What is electrolyte here? Potassium hydroxide is the electrolyte. So from the electrolyte, hydroxyl ions are reacting with the hydrogen to produce water molecules and the 4 electrons. Now these 4 electrons are transferred to the cathode. What is the cathode here? Oxygen is the cathode. This oxygen is gaining 2 moles of water molecule by gaining 4 electrons to produce 4 hydroxyl ions. Yes, so these are the two reactions takes place at anode and the cathode. So generally the electrons which are releasing at anode, those electrons are transferred to the cathode. Yes, so now by adding these two reactions, 4OH minus gets cancelled, 4 electrons gets cancelled, 2 water molecules gets cancelled, remaining we will be having 2 more water molecules. Yes, so now by adding the two reactions, 2H2 plus O2 giving rise to 2H2O. This is the overall cell reaction or the net reaction of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Now this fuel cell is having around 1.23 voltage of potential. That is a cell potential of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Now a large number of these cells are connecting in a series to form a fuel cell battery. So now we have seen the single cell battery. The single cell is having anode and the cathode. So when we are connecting such type of cells in various number, we can form fuel cell battery. So in the production of electricity by this method, the byproducts are heat, carbon dioxide, water. So these are the byproducts in the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. These byproducts are not polluting the environment. These are not causes any pollution to the environment. So that is hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So now let us see what are the applications of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. These are used as auxiliary energy source in space vehicle, submarines and other military vehicles. The product water produced is a valuable source of fresh water for astronauts. Fuel cell is preferred in spacecraft because of lightness. So these are the applications. So these are using in the space vehicles, submarines and the military vehicles. And it is used for the astronauts, whatever the water molecule or water is producing, that is used for the astronauts. And it is also preferred in the spacecraft because of the lightness. That means the light weight of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. So let us see the advantages. Fuel cells are having high efficiency. It is nearly 70%. But while other sources are having the efficiency around 15 to 20% and 30 to 35%. Here gasoline engines are having 15 to 20% of efficiency. But whereas diesel engines are having around 30 to 35% of efficiency. But here fuel cells are having around 70% of efficiency. So fuel cells are more advantage compared to the general engines, general fuel engines. The efficiency of the fuel cell does not depend on the size of the power plant. Yes, generally the engines are depending on the size of the power plant, but whereas the fuel cells are not depending, the efficiency of the fuel cells are not depending on the size of the power plant. And maintenance cost is very low. Fuel cells are more efficient in producing the mechanical power to drive the vehicles and require less energy consumptions. So here all these are the advantages of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. And disadvantages, initial cost of fuel cell is high. That means the maintenance cost is less, but initial cost of construction is more for the fuel cells. Lifetime of fuel cell is not known accurately. And there is a problem of durability and storage of large amount of hydrogen, because the hydrogen oxygen fuel cell must be having more storage capacity, but it is having the less storage capacity. It can't store large amount of hydrogen. If it is storing more amount of hydrogen, then only we can get more amount of electricity. So this is the one of the main drawback of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. It is not storing the large amount of hydrogen. So let us see the next fuel cells, that is methanol oxygen fuel cell. In methanol oxygen fuel cell, methanol is the fuel, oxygen is the oxidant. Methanol is passing through the anode, oxygen is passing through the cathode. Methanol is undergo oxidation, oxygen is undergo reduction. Yes, so this is the methanol oxygen fuel cell diagram. Through the anode, methanol is passing, through the cathode, oxygen is passing. These are the two electrodes, anode and the cathode. These two are connecting with the help of battery. And this is the outlet to send the products. And the electrolyte is filling in the batteries. So in methanol oxygen fuel cell, methanol is used as the fuel, oxygen is acting as the oxidant. And the anode consists of porous nickel sheet on which platinum or palladium catalyst is deposited. So what is the anode here? Porous nickel sheet is acting as the anode, and this nickel sheet is catalyzed with platinum or palladium. But whereas the cathode consists of silver coated porous nickel sheet. Here the porous nickel sheet is catalyzed with platinum or palladium, but here it is coated with silver sheet. Electrolyte is same as hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Here also potassium hydroxide is acting as the electrolyte. That is the alkaline electrolyte. So now what we are passing at anode? Methanol is passing at anode, oxygen is passing through the cathode. So methanol is participating the reaction at anode, oxygen is participating at cathode. So now at anode, methanol is gaining 6 moles of OH minus ions from electrolyte to undergo oxidation. So carbon dioxide, water molecule, 6 electrons are producing at anode. Now these 6 electrons are transferred to the cathode. But here at cathode, oxygen molecules are gaining 6 electrons in the presence of water molecule to produce 6 OH minus. Now by adding these two reactions, 6 OH minus gets cancelled. 6 electrons gets cancelled. 3 water molecules gets cancelled. 2 water molecules will be left in the overall cell reaction. So methanol plus 3/2 O2 giving rise to carbon dioxide plus 3 water molecules. This is the overall cell reaction. But here one of the drawback in methanol oxygen fuel cell, due to the usage of alkali electrolyte. What is the alkali electrolyte here? Potassium hydroxide is the alkali electrolyte here. But because of using alkali electrolyte, there is a drawback or there is a problem in methanol oxygen fuel cell. The carbon dioxide produced is absorbed by the electrolyte and the electrolyte is gradually converted to carbonate. So here carbon dioxide is producing in the methanol oxygen fuel cell. This carbon dioxide immediately reacting with KOH and producing carbonate. But this carbonate is decreasing the cell efficiency because of the increasing concentration polarization and the decreasing conductivity of the electrolyte. Yes, so due to forming carbonate, the cell efficiency is decreasing. So better we should not use alkali electrolyte in methanol oxygen fuel cell. So instead of alkali electrolyte, we can use acid electrolyte to prevent such type of problem. So therefore acid electrolytes are better option. And different type of electrolytes have been developed for methanol oxygen fuel cells. The anode reaction generally includes the formation of intermediates like formaldehyde, formic acid, etc. So in methanol oxygen fuel cells, scientists are choosing the different types of electrodes, but there are some drawbacks of forming intermediates like formaldehydes and formic acid. So we are using porous nickel sheets only in methanol oxygen fuel cells. So let us see the applications. The use of fuel cells into 3 broad areas, that is portable power generation, stationary power generation and power for transportation. And we also include a category for fuel and infrastructure related to the production, distribution, storage and dispensing of fuels for fuel cells. So these are the general applications of methanol oxygen fuel cell. So generally it is using in the power generation, especially in the portable power generation and the stationary power generation. These are plays an important role. Those are the general applications of methanol oxygen fuel cells. So now let us see the general applications of all types of batteries. Lithium cells, water activated batteries are using in the emergency power. Lead acid batteries are standby power. And lithium primary, button and special cells, medical implants, long life, low self-discharge, high reliability. Nickel, cadmium and lithium ion batteries are cordless equipment. And button and coin cells, zinc and silver batteries are using in hearing aids, watches, calculators, memory backup and wireless peripherals. So here these are the general applications of all types of batteries. So now let us see the last topic, that is the differences between primary, secondary and the fuel cells. It only acts as a galvanic or voltaic cell. But it acts as galvanic as well as voltaic cell because it is rechargeable batteries. It is a simple galvanic or voltaic cell that is produces electricity. But it is producing electricity only by supplying oxygen. Cell reaction is not reversible. Cell reaction is reversible and cell reaction is not reversible. Sorry, it is not reversible. And it can't be recharged can be recharged, energy can be withdrawn, can be used as long as the active materials are present. So we can use when the active materials are present, but can be used again and again by recharging. Reactants can be replenished continuously and it does not rechargeable. Examples are Leclanche cell or dry cell and lithium batteries, lead storage battery, nickel cadmium battery and also lithium ion battery, hydrogen oxygen fuel cells, methanol oxygen fuel cells. And uses of primary batteries are pacemakers, watches, transistors, radios, etc. In electronic equipments, automobiles, and great use in space vehicles due to its lightweight. Yes, so these are the differences between primary, secondary and the fuel cell. And thank you so much.